yeah, that was great music right there from Mandi Gonzales. Ya no voy a llorar. Here on KNMM, it's at 102.1 FM, 11:50 a.m. The all-new Q102, and yes, we do play the super hits of the 60s and 70s during the week. But guess what? Saturdays are all for New Mexico music, with a little Tejano thrown in as well. And we do have Mandi on the phone. Good morning, Mandi. How are you doing?
Buenos dias. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. It is a nice day today, so it should be good. I can actually be outside and have some fun.
Yes, it actually looks very nice. Besides the wind, but it's beautiful.
Right. No, that's always the hard part with the wind. But hey, if we can get past that, we're good, right? Well,
Yes.
I have so many questions for you, but I want to just start out with what's your story? How did you start out singing, and where did you start out? We want to know more about Manny.
Well, to be honest, I think I probably started in my mother's womb. She always played music for me, but I was about 7 years old. I remember my uncle Frank Gonzales always, playing music in the garage or outside. Just always been around the music scene, and I remember just thinking, wow, someday I want to be up there singing too.
That is great. That's awesome because it's really a family affair, right? And that's what we like to see here at in KNMM. We love to see all the family band continuing and just jamming. So yeah, I love that. That is great. Tell us where you're from and where your family's from.
I am from Bernal, New Mexico. It's kind of like in between Las Vegas and Santa Fe, the little ranchito out here. It's very famous for Starvation Peak. Born and raised here, so that's where I'm from.
Well, that is great. And now, do you have a family of your own?
Yes, I do actually. I have my boyfriend, Carlos Ramirez, his two beautiful daughters, and I have my lovely daughter. She is 5 years old. And then, of course, I live near my parents. They live right next door, Michelle and Charles Torres. I have uncles and cousins, and we all kind of just live around here, so it's nice. I have so much family here.
That is great too, right? That's awesome. And your mom's a big supporter, so that's what's always helpful, right? That's just great.
Oh, yes.
That's
I'm
what's
very
great.
thankful. She's my number one supporter. She's my manager. She's my, the list goes on and on.
That is great. That is awesome. Well, we are having some technical difficulties on the live stream, of course, always, right? But you are hearing it clear and live here in 102.1 FM at 11:50 a.m. KNMM. We are talking to Miss Mandi Gonzales, and you know what? You had a couple great hits, and everything you've been putting out has been coming a hit. It's been like at least number one on the countdown. So I mean, it's been great. So that's very cool. And tell us about how you started out recording and getting everything going.
Well, I actually started when I was about 15 years old. I was recording with someone. I won't mention names right now, but I had completed a few tracks. I had signed a contract. I completed a photo shoot. I thought it was the real deal. I was excited. I was finally making my dreams come true. So I thought, kind of was let down. Just kind of like left behind. But that's okay. I took some time, and I finally got up the courage about October, November of last year, and I finally just said, you know what, I think it's time, and God help me. All my family and friends have been supportive. It just started from there. I hit up my uncle Frank Gonzales, my cousins, Carlos, Isaac, and Nathan Gonzales from El Paso, Robert Baca from Viento, and I just, I'm so thankful for them, because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for all of them, kind of pushing me and encouraging me, and of course my family and my friends and my fans, and I'm really blessed to be where I'm at today.
Well, that is awesome. And yeah, no, the music is excellent. Let me tell you, you really put together some great songs, and that's great. And it's good to hear that, you had a bad experience, but you know what, you came back through it. That's what's really great. That's what we got to do. And I'm so glad you're singing and making this great music for us, because everyone's enjoying it. We get so many requests, so we just really love it. We really do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty tough. The music business, I think, is very, very tough in general, to kind of just put yourself out there, because a lot of people are not gonna always agree or like your music, and that's perfectly fine. But you know, my goal was just to do it and have people listen to my music, and you know, the good and the bad that come with it. You just kind of gotta leave it in God's hands and take it as it comes.
No, exactly. And I think that's the most important, right? You got to just see how it works, and you never know when it'll work, but I am so glad it worked out, right? So that's what's awesome. So another question I had for you this morning, I'm putting you on the spot here, but don't worry, they're not too hard. They're good questions. I wanted to ask your favorite place to perform. And now, of course, with coronavirus and everything going on, it's been really hard. But have you performed any live gigs before?
Yes, I have. I was actually in a band with my Uncle Frank. We used to be called Monerías. We used to perform different places. I've also performed with Viento. That's Robert Baca and Raymond Baca when he was still alive. You know, God rest his soul. They used to call me up and be like, "Hey, we're performing at the Civic Center in Las Vegas. Can you come down and perform with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And my uncle's garage in our backyard. It's. I've also performed in Santa Fe. I believe it was at a VSW. I performed with Matthew Martinez y Perfección.
Awesome.
That was awesome experience. So I mean, anywhere. Being on stage is just a whole different type of experience for me. So anywhere I perform is awesome.
Well, that's great, and that's what's fun, and after all this, we hope to get back out, and it'll be great, because I can't wait to see you performing these hit songs live and in front of everybody. It's going to be awesome, right? But talking about that, I wanted to know who inspired you. What artists inspired you? Because everybody always talks about different artists that inspire them with their singing. Who was an artist, I could say, or group that inspired you to really sing?
Since I was a little girl, I used to listen to Sparks, of course. I loved the way they performed and their songs. I also loved Selena. She was a great inspiration for me. And I also remember, Ernestine Romero, when she was younger, that she started off as La Jovencita. I used to admire her as well, and just her stage presence. I remember I was about maybe 5 years old. She was performing at the fiestas in San Miguel, and she was singing, and I remember going up to her, and she put the microphone to me, and just her stage presence, how
Right.
she was just so welcoming. And and then of course my Uncle Frank, when he would perform, and I have to say a mix of everybody.
Well, that's good, and that's what helps an artist really become a real artist, right? Because they take a little bit from each person and they make it their own. And that's what's great. That's awesome. And Frank is a great artist. Let me tell you, he sent over his CD, and we've been jamming it here, and just great music as well. So big shout out to Frank and all them.
Yeah, my uncle. He's actually my next door neighbor, so
Nice.
I hear him practicing and stuff. It's like, "Hey, uncle, what are you doing?" You want to get together and play some songs and just hang out, and usually it turns into a nice gathering, just some fun and some family time.
That's great. That is awesome. Because, that's what's great. And then if you hear him practicing, you can say, "Hey, it's time for me to practice," right? So that's a good reminder.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I think we're going to play another one of your songs, and we'll come back and chat some more if that's good with you.
Sounds great to me. Thank you.
You got it. We are going to play Sin